Hi everyone, Mika Davis here, and I am the Digital Pedagogy and Scholarship Technologist at Guilford College. And today we're going to talk about digital competencies. If we were in a face-to-face class, this is the first thing that you would see. I met with a group of faculty and we talked about, or I posed the question, do we graduate digitally competent students at Guilford College? And to my surprise, this was split down the middle. From my perspective, we do not provide students with the tools they need to be successful once they leave this institution, and not even once they leave Guilford, but have the tools they need so they can produce digital projects that truly showcase their knowledge and mastery of the content. So that's what we're going to talk about today. When I think about how to best support this community as we enter the 12-3-3-12 schedule, I thought about the best way for you to disseminate information to students in a shorter period of time. One way is to include more flipped, online resources for your students. Yet, what is the point if our students lack the basics of digital competency? Additionally, what is the point if our faculty do not feel confident utilizing the digital tools that allow our students to leave Guilford with a baseline knowledge of how to do a variety of tools that will empower them, that facilitate their knowledge, and that will benefit them in their future professional engagement? So today I'm going to briefly discuss the 5 main areas of digital competence and how the Academic Commons is prepared to support the Guilford community as we reimagine our curriculum. Bryn Mawr College set the tone for this framework, which is based off of the European model DigCompEDU. Most institutions of higher education have taken their lead, but they're personalizing the tools for their campus. And that is what Guilford College is also in the process of doing. So let's take a look at how the students at Bryn Mawr apply these tools to their education.
The digital competencies are a categorized collection of digital skills that we're using every day and may not even know it. Logging into like a network or something for your Wi-Fi, that's actually a competency. If you've ever thought to yourself like, okay, like I've edited videos before, but like, I don't know if that's actually a skill, there's a word for it. You could say, I have experience in audiovisual production and analysis. So it's basically adding another level of professionalism to the way you describe your digital skills.
So we have a 3-part model. We ask students to reflect on the competencies, both the competencies they have and their sort of level of interest or their level of mastery, and then starting to think about articulating how do I explain my skills and abilities for other audiences.
The digital competencies framework provides a kind of lexicon that I can fall back on to help me put my skills and the things I want to develop into perspective.
The digital competencies framework changes how I understand my skills because it's teaching me to reflect upon what I'm doing while I'm doing it and being aware of how I could articulate those skills to someone else at a later date.
Depending on what industry I am interviewing for post-graduation jobs and positions, I need to be able to tailor my language while still advertising the same skills that I have. So being able to make those connections between the names that we have from the framework with our everyday life sort of help us get into the routine of naming these skills.
It's not enough to just say, oh, you can do it, but you have to show that you can.
So we're looking at other ways to kind of integrate these kinds of experiential hands-on learning, either things that students develop off campus or things that we can facilitate on campus using technologies that we might not use in the classroom necessarily.
I'm not entirely sure of where I will be in the future, but I do know that I will be using the digital competencies because they allow me to not only learn about different areas of technology that I've never explored, but also to recognize the skills that I already have. So I think that in the future, I will definitely be using them in every class, regardless of what I do.
So we're going to dive into digital survival skills, and since I've been at Guilford, it's become clear to me that we ask students and new employees to do a lot with the tools you see on the screen, but this information has not been shared thoughtfully. It often comes at a time, and it's often a rush period for our students, which is during their first week on campus, and they're simply caught up in the excitement of college. We plan to work with campus partners to share these tools with students so they are able to do the basics of what we ask of them. And that is simply to communicate with instructors and other staff members. I'm really going to focus on these survival skills as this is going to be the first phase of support that we offer. The next part of digital survival skills is metacognition and lifelong learning. That's really providing our students with a tool case of applications that will support their own learning, such as Canvas, Who Knew It, which provides hundreds of on-demand modules ranging from just basic PowerPoint skills, study skills, and more. We also want to ensure students are aware of how technology affects their physical selves and the potential ill effects. So you'll find that we'll begin working with members of the counseling center to offer classes that will help students balance that technology, that pull to technology. When we think about the digital survival skill of troubleshooting, this is really Help Desk 101. If we're able to get students to do the first 3 bullets on the screen before calling the help desk, which is extension 2020, we're going to eliminate at least 90% of the problems. We really want to provide this toolkit so students can help themselves instead of being in this holding pattern when all it required was a simple update to their computer. Moving on, we want to ensure our students use appropriate, responsible behavior with regard to technology use. In order to do this, we need to educate our students in the areas of the 9 elements you see on the screen. Once students master these elements, we can discuss the final portion of digital survival skills, which are strategic web and database searching. This is perhaps the most important skill we need to touch on because currently we are not fully staffed in the library. Hopefully that will change very soon. But because we do not have a dedicated research librarian, we find that we are missing the all-important part of information literacy, and that is just where do students start when they're looking for information online? This is the question that students need to ask themselves anytime a research paper is assigned to them. So instead of going to Google, we need them to be able to know where they can find all the databases that are available to them through the library website. Basic information literacy is not comprehensively taught in any freshman level course unless an instructor requests a librarian to co-teach for the day. So how do we remedy this? Because these skills set the tone for much of their collegiate success. So because we are lacking a dedicated research librarian right now, the remaining librarians in research and educational services need you to be thoughtful in sharing your research projects with us so we can supply you with digital support through Canvas modules and other digital outlets. So in the face-to-face class, I stopped here to do another poll to see what instructors thought is the most crucial digital survival skill for student success, and naturally it is doing the strategic web and database searching. As Guilford is a writing intensive, we take our research very seriously, and we need our students to learn how to do this during their first year because if they don't, the next 3 years are going to be extremely challenging for them. So the next aspect of the digital competencies, excuse me, is digital communication. I'm going to quickly go through the remaining digital competencies, and then we'll talk about where students and faculty can find support on the associated tools. But when it comes to digital communication, our liberal arts students need digital storytelling and media production tools, while STEM students need tools that deal with digital writing and publishing. The tools and strategies you'll see in the next few slides are a sample of learning opportunities we'll offer throughout the year. With data management and preservation, this skill or this part of digital competencies is all about ethical research, and is also a component of our EDGE initiatives, which is being good ethical leaders. It also ensures that we keep our research safe online and having that all-important backup. We want to ensure our students can handle and view data critically to ensure they continue their success post-baccalaureate. You'll find that the services Gwen offers in the Quaker Archives, such as Shared Shelf, are the type of courses we'll offer to support this competency. The competency of data analysis and presentation goes hand in hand with our QEP, GUS, and so much more. Once students have these skills, they will have the tools to responsibly handle data by using it effectively. And our final competency, critical making, design, and development, is just all about students building things. When they have this hands-on learning, they are truly showcasing that they have obtained mastery of the content. And you'll find academic commons support in our makerspaces, digital project workshops and learning opportunities, coding events, and more. So this question by now is a no-brainer. Why do the digital competencies matter? Well, if we integrate these competencies into learning experiences that are meaningful in undergrad, these skills will raise salaries and widen job prospects for our graduates. It's really that simple. So the next steps will take place over the course of the next few semesters as we move into the new EDGE curriculum. We'll spend that time adding modules to the Canvas Commons, working with campus partners to build learning opportunities, and this will allow us to schedule workshops throughout the next few semesters. So I ask that you please pay attention to the campus calendar. You read our newsletters, either sent out from RES, faculty development, items put in the buzz, and anywhere you stay abreast of events that happen at Guilford College. Finally, I encourage you to invite any member of the Academic Commons, especially your librarians, to teach these school tools in your class. So I finished this face-to-face workshop up with, when are you most likely to attend a learning opportunity? And it turns out that most people really want Friday brown bag lunches. So you're going to start seeing a lot of those workshops during the semesters that are going to be held Fridays during lunch. So please pack your lunch, bring it to the collaboratory or wherever the course is being held, and we look forward to working with you. So remember, if you need any assistance, if you would like us to work with you or your students, Tierney is the dedicated librarian for students, while I work with faculty and staff. Do not hesitate to contact us. We look forward to working with you. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.